some real kitchen table conversation. We will engage in conversation that increases knowledge, releases bondage, and inspires higher consciousness. Join me now and let's enjoy some soul food while manifesting a healing for our minds, bodies, and souls. Ashe? Hey, this is Shan, and I invite you to join me for Conversation Therapy, hosted by Faith and Hustle Network. I am offering you a seat at my proverbial kitchen table. Let's have some real kitchen table conversation. We will engage in conversation that increases knowledge, releases bondage, and inspires higher consciousness. Join me now and let's enjoy some soul food while manifesting a healing for our minds, bodies, and souls. Ashe? Hey, this is Shan, and I invite.
Happy Monday. Happy Monday to each and every one. Thank you for coming in. It is Monday. We have made it to another Monday night at 7:30. Welcome to Conversation Therapy with your host Shan, exclusively on the Faith and Hustle Network. I see you guys coming in. There you go. Hey Nova. Nova, I did receive your email today. I will respond to you. But you were like the third person that emailed me today those same things. So I will say this, it is an adult only um, resort that we're going to. However, we keep a ram in the bush around here. There are kid friendly resorts that are attached to this particular one, right? And so I can get you that information, get you over to the travel agent, and maybe she can work out a wonderful deal. As she has for some others, right? For the same thing because they wanted to include their children. So yes, yes, yes. And that was about Jamaica next year, 2024. Yeah, 2024, we're going to Jamaica. So if you are interested, you can email me about that. But thank you so much, Nova. But I will email you back with the pertinent information so that you can contact her, reach out to her. Thank you so much for joining me tonight and blessing me with your energy. So, last week we was yeah, if y'all missed last week, you might want to go back, find us on YouTube, Faith and Hustle Network. You might want to go back to my page, Faith and Hustle Network page, so that you can catch up from last week. Last week, we talked about some heavy, heavy stuff. And this week, we're going to finish talking about the heavy, heavy stuff. Get into it. Hey, manifested my millions. Thank you for joining tonight. Thank you. I see the YouTubers are coming in. Thank you so much. So yeah, it's Monday. It's the 18th. I got a couple of hot topics I want to talk about tonight. Then I'm going to talk about spend. So if you did your homework on SPEND, spend, um, we're going to talk about that tonight, right? Etymology of words. Etymology of words. If you did not do your homework, you got a few minutes before we get to it. But etymology of words. What's the etymology? Meaning the origin. Don't just go to Google. Don't just, because I got some incense burning. I want to make sure they're in the right place. Don't just go to Google. Don't just take the Webster's dictionary. Um, you ready for the night? You did your homework. And I have, okay, all right, let's have questions. I love it. So go deeper into the etymology of the word, go back to its origin, right? Y'all know I'm always doing something ridiculous with these locks. But let's go back to, I believe I told you it was the Latin transition of the word spin. So we're going to talk about that tonight. We are going to talk about that because last week we talked about how sometimes we forget that our words have power. Not only do they have power, they align with certain frequencies. So if you don't know what it is that you're actually speaking, the English language, which is slutted out, as I told you. You can have one word can have 4 or 5 different meanings. Goddess, Golden Goddess Tarot. Hey, hey, hey. Thanks for joining us tonight. Glad to see you. Love your energy tonight. So, yeah, so we're going to talk about spin. We got a couple of hot topics we're going to talk about. We're also going to talk about getting out of September and going into October, right? We're going to talk about what rituals you could be doing, are doing, maybe want to do, right? So we're going to talk about that. It was one other thing that I wanted to talk about. Oh, the vibrations of numbers. So, okay, let's get into the hot topic. And I know the majority of my tribe, whether you've been with me for a while or you just coming into the fold, we already know, we already know what the Shan always say. There will be times when you will experience finding out that the truth will be more detrimental than the lie. Baby, I don't know where y'all been if you are not experiencing it just within the last 30 to 60 days. I don't know where you've been. If you have not come to your own truth about that and the realization of what you have been hearing, seeing, feeling, the truth about a thing is more detrimental than the lie that has been told over and over and over and over. One of the lies that have been told, baby, is that your government care about you. They got your best interest. I know by now you are finding out that that is a lie. That's a lie, right? Um, some of us are understanding it. Some of us are grappling with it. Some of us are totally ignoring it. And some of us are still waiting on government handouts, thinking that they're really giving you something. That's a lie. It's a lie. If you are not being mindful, if you are not critically thinking, if you are still operating 1, 2, and 3D dimensional thinking, I'm here to share with you tonight. If you are one of those three, it's a lie. I be wondering if it's the truth that is more painful, or is it knowing that you were lied to and can't trust that person, place, or thing? Baby, it's all of it. It's all of it. It's all of it, Nova. It's all of it, right? So let's keep in mind, let's start this out right? Especially for my newbies. Let's start this out right. We do realize, and I've given you books to go look up. I've given you some resources and some tips and some tools, right? Other people come in and they do the same thing. But we do realize that the United States of America is not a country. We do realize that, right? We're all together on that. We do realize that it is a corporation. Yeah, man. Girl, how you know us? Talk about girl. So it manifesting my millions. We do know that it is a business, hmm and that the actual founding headquarters of the business is not even located in the United States. Okay, and we do understand, right? that the corporate structure of the headquarters is located in Washington, D.C. We do understand that, right? Yay, I getting text messages from newcomers. Oh, welcome, welcome. We do understand that, right? The United States of America, KKK, is a corporation. Corporation. It's a business. And it is modeled under business structures. Uh-huh. So your president, your vice president, all of that has to do with business. It has to do with money. It has to do with capital gain. And it also has to do with you, a citizen, or so you think you are, a citizen of the country of United States of America. Being a slave, your social security number identifies you as a slave. Your birth certificate identifies you as a slave. So therefore, what they have done is they have made you a work mule in their company structure. Baby, this ain't nothing new. Nothing at all new. We've talked about it before. We've talked about it before. And so now, now, hopefully we have an understanding about why they do what it is that they do. Mm-hmm. You, me, everybody on here tonight is we've probably been traded for more than $1 billion, and we have no clue and no access to that money. Meet Your Straw Man is the name of the book. We talked about it a couple of weeks ago, right? You are the capital gain. And when they have no use for you anymore, they delete you. And let's get into the deletion. Okay, so we probably have all heard about bricks at this point. If like I said, if you've been intentionally gathering information, I'll put it that way. I'm not saying just sitting on social media, gathering any and everything, because any and everything, law of polarity could be some truth and it also could be some lie. We come somewhere in the middle, we find a balance, right? So you heard about BRICS at this point, about our currency, or about the new world order currency that is supposed to, so they say, take place starting January 2024, where the US dollar will mean absolutely nothing. It would take 50 US dollars to make one BRICS. Okay, y'all figure it out what that really can look like, right? So we also know that we are in the process of food shortages, like deserts. Oh, it's on its way. It's on its way. Um, and of course, the job market has not changed. But what has changed is people who don't really look like me are now wearing the hell out of social media and talking about how they're struggling. But see, at one point in time, the privileged mentality would have had them to believe that it was okay for us to struggle and for us to go through what we went through and for us to make something out of nothing and still survive. It was okay because in their mindset and what they've been conditioned and traditionally, systematically been taught to believe that we were less than anyway. So whatever we got that was above the less than mark was best for us. Right? Okay. Well, that same mentality, crazy thing is cost of living is going up and everything else is going down. Yeah, but not just for us, Nova, it's for everybody. If you're not a part of that certain class that's controlling certain things at this point, where they think they control it and they really don't have no control at all. Because Mother Gaia is making sure that we know what is going on. Our ancestors are showing up all across this globe. Uh-huh. Time is running out. But whereas they thought it was okay and they watched us and, you know, yeah, now it's happening to them. Hmm. Now they're feeling the crunch. Now they're cracking up and going crazy. Hmm. While we already been through some of this, and it's in our lineage, it's in our DNA how to survive. Some others, not so much, right? And so now that you understand your government don't give a shit about you, really didn't give a shit about them, they were pawns in the game. So starting today until the 23rd, the government comes up with this idea of their corporate structures, such as your restaurants, right? And your low end restaurants at that, where they're giving away 50-cent burgers, a penny burgers. And as I heard just not too long ago, with some of these places giving them away for free. Yeah, the world is suddenly supposed to stop because their privilege isn't keeping them out of the same struggle. Exactly. Now they want to cry. Now they want to commit suicide. They're doing a whole lot of stuff. But we got these burgers, and the play on the human intellect would be because the world is in such a crunch and everything is a struggle. Why not call ourselves giving them a break by offering a penny, 50 cent, free so called food? Why not? Why shouldn't we do that? Right? We're helping. We're helping the American people. We're doing this. We're doing that. Right? Okay. Well, let me tell y'all something. After y'all get off of here with me tonight, you free to do whatever it is you will. Right? We talked about free will last week. You're free to do whatever it is that you will, but just know that your thought and the consequences that come behind all of that is something that you'll eat a little bit later. Right? You go eat that shit if you want to. Go eat that shit if you want to. If you were worried back in 2020 about C-19 and what the jab was going to do to you, go eat that shit. And I'm so serious. Go eat it. And you're going to find out exactly what it's going to do to you. You're going to find out, right? C-19 vaccine, I don't even know damn vaccine. It was an injection of poison. Didn't do what they thought it was going to do in the manner in which they thought it was going to. Oh, it did damage, right? But not in the manner in which they thought it was going to do damage. Okay? So then came the booster, one and two. Still not in the manner. Oh, it did damage. Hmm. But what also happened, sidebar, right before COVID, there was a mass awakening amongst the indigenous people. And so our energy and elevation was a lot higher, which caused internally for things to work appropriately inside of our bodies. We manifested our own healing and didn't even know. Some of us went from being meat eaters to being non meat eaters. Some of us went from only eating limited amount of meat. We became pescatarians. We did a lot of fruits and vegetables. We did a lot more growing our own stuff and eating from that. right? Right before COVID happened. Huge, huge. And as COVID was happening, those who had already kind of marginalized themselves and went into that vein are still in that vein today, right? And so there are certain things that may affect other people that won't affect us. hmm Some of us have been in the kitchen making tinctures. Some of us have been making teas and herbal blends. And some of us have been putting together herbs to detox and help other people with this process, right? Some of us are blending essential oils so that we can stop using all of these man made chemicals as we call ourselves cleaning our house or detoxifying our environment, which only work to our positive, right? So, being as though that didn't work in the manner in which they thought it was going to work, they got to come back, baby. They got to come back. So now there's been, it ain't even leaked information anymore. It's public information now that we are eating and have been eating for a very long time cloned meat. Shit in a laboratory. Y'all done seen the videos, I'm sure. If you haven't, go to YouTube. Go to YouTube. Do your research. The meat is being cloned. The meat is being processed with just straight chemicals. Straight chemicals. It's not even, nothing of it has nutritional value. They, it's public information now. It's not leaked information now. They're not even hiding it from you anymore. Not at all. They're not hiding it. And that's why I said go eat that shit if you want to. Be pulled in by the propaganda. You ain't hungry. Well, I shouldn't say that because I don't know. I don't know. But I can almost imagine that nobody in my tribe is hungry. Hungry to the point that you have to go out here and put that poison in your body to sustain life. I don't believe that. I believe that we have things in our homes or at reachable access that we may not necessarily want to eat, but we don't have to eat that either. Wake up, y'all. Wake up. From now, starting today, to my understanding, the 22nd or the 23rd, this is going to be going on. That's plenty of time. Plenty of How long does it take a germ to germinate? And I'm going to check on something because I got somebody who was telling me that they were trying to come in and join us tonight. And I don't know if they were able to get in, but I'm going to check. Yeah, it's live on my page. Okay. So where was I? Poison, right? Putting poison into us, putting poison into us. How long does it take a germ to germinate? Okay, then. So if you take it from the 18th to the 22nd or the 23rd, whenever they're supposed to pull that crap off the market, that's enough time for your body to become infested. Hmm. Okay. And there's a race against 9/23/23. 23/23 is your clue. Let me give you a clue about 23/23. Let me get my notes out. Then we'll take a break after this. And I told you guys that numbers carry a frequency. And we talk about aligning ourselves with certain frequencies, right? The number two, it aligns itself. You can align yourself with the number two's frequency, force and action. Force and action. Number three, frequency, energies of the ascending masters, the spirit guides, the angels, everything that helps to manifest. 2023, 9/20/23, very, very, very significant. Very significant. Not gonna get into it tonight. Do your research. 92323. I just gave you the frequencies and the vibration that it rocks with, and now we should understand that on 92323, a whole lot of shit just might happen. Force of action, divine life purpose is the frequency of number two. The frequency of number three is aligned with the energies of the ascended masters, baby, your ancestors. Come on now. Depending on, which angle you coming into your spirituality with, that number three, your ascended masters, your archangels, your okay then. Baby, baby. Okay. Hey best friend, hey best friend. Thanks for joining. Thanks for the hearts. Yeah. 2323. Super, super significant, right? September is already a painful month for me. I can't take no more. I understand, Nova. I do. I understand. I overstand and I understand. I do. But this is from last year through this year. And I took the break for the show, took a break, for the summer months. But this is the stuff that I was gearing you up towards to be able to find the courage within self. Not look for third party validation, right? But find the courage within self. This is why the shadow work was so important. This is why we had to, for those who took the tri class, this is why we hammered down in the tri class and learned these certain concepts, because if we didn't release this shit that has been holding us down, it makes it heavier to deal with the shit that's about to come our way. At the end of the day, although this may seem a little bit scary, although this may seem a little bit unreal, all of that, it may be all of that. But for indigenous people, for people who understand the duality in which they work in, this should be the happiest time of our life. It should be the happiest time of our life, because the bondages that have been holding us will now be loosened and we'll be set free. It's all in what you think, it's all in what you believe, it's all in where you choose to put the thought process. Remember, last week we talked about thoughts, words, actions. Thoughts, words, actions. If you believe, right? If you believe that you can call on your ancestors and your ancestors respond to you, if you believe that they're protecting you, if you believe that they're providing for you, if you believe that they're making road opening ways for you, if you believe all of that, now is the time to believe that they still will. They're not going to turn their back. Not at all. They just been waiting for you to arrive. That's it. Yes, it's painful. Learn the lessons through this pain. Learn the lessons through this particular pain that you're feeling. Learn the lessons through it. That's what it's about. Some of us gonna leave here in the midst of all that's gonna happen. Just know that if you leave here with your soul free, you transition into your next free. That's all I'm here to share with you, to confirm with you, because I ain't here for you to take my side or believe shit I'm telling you. I always say that, go look it up for yourself. You ain't gotta believe shit I'm telling you. But when you find out that I'm telling you truth along with some facts, then we can come back and sit down and talk about it. But my truth is, we all asked to come here to satisfy a karmic debt. So whenever it is time for us to transition out of here, I hear a lot of people say, "Oh, I want to leave and I want to leave empty." No, I don't want to leave empty. I want to leave free. I want to leave free so that when I transition into my next life, I don't have these burdens. I don't have to go and clear the same fucking karmic debt over and over again. Right? How y'all feeling out there? How y'all feeling? All right, we're gonna go to a commercial break. We're gonna come back. We're gonna talk about the word spin. Um, and then we're gonna talk about something else I had to talk about. If you have questions, please put them in the chat. You can actually email me as well. If you don't want to put your question in the chat, if it's that personal or whatever, I won't call your name, but I will read your question. Um, if you want to do it that way, you can definitely do it. Here is my email address. Send it to that particular address, and I can see it that way. I appreciate it. But yeah, thank you for rocking with me tonight. Let's go to a commercial break, and we will be back. So we did talk about the try class. So guess what? Here we go.
Greetings. This is your intuitive therapist, Shan. Hey, just wanted to remind you that the Revelation Incubator, the Tri Course, 12 weeks, next cohort, third cohort, will start September the 28th, 2023. This will be the last cohort for 2023. Register now. Link is in the bio.
Link is in the bio on any of my social media. So please make sure you go, click the link, sign up. You have 3 days before we cut it off. 3 days. I also want to share this. All right, so that was the ebook. You can also find that link in the bio as well, right? So let me go ahead and put it up for anybody who wants um, to check that out, right? So the book is less than $10, and you have had folks who have said over and over again how much that they were getting um, from being able to read it and move forward into their thinking and in their different processes. I also want to share this tonight. I hope this will come up right. Okay. So this is what I want to share tonight. All right. So that's the try. I'm going to leave try information up there. Okay. So I've been having major conversations, right, with people who have, this is more geared towards, the conversations were more geared towards personal, personal, excuse me, intimate relationships, right? Okay. But they're struggling in these relationships, right? It could be you, it could be them, whoever is struggling. Let me tell you something. It's not your job to detox people, period. That is not your job. It's not your job. What is your job is to detox the part of you that resonates with their toxicity. This is when I say, learn the lesson. Look at you. Stop pointing the finger at somebody else and look at you. Yes, we do attract certain things into our life. Yes, we do. We talked about this before, but also it is created and designed in such a fashion where we might not even attract it, right? It will just come based on purpose. Even in that purpose, there is a reason that it came. You need to resonate with whatever that was to see where you played a role, especially if it's a toxic role, right? So release, realign, and re energize. That's what I want y'all to do. Stop looking at the other person to think that you can fix them. Um, Shit, some of us can't even help them. We can't. The only way that we can help And I had this conversation Saturday, as a matter of fact. And we were talking about the relationships, past relationships, and one current relationship. And we were talking about your purpose, right? A lot of us like to ride the fact that, oh, I'm a healer, I'm a healer, I'm a healer. Wonderful thing that you are a healer. It's a beautiful thing that you are a healer. But everybody ain't your damn assignment to heal. They're not. You will know who's your assignment. You will know. Eventually, it'll come to you. If you are that in tune with you as a person, as an individual, and if you are in tune to who you are as a spiritual being, you will know who's your assignment. You will also know who comes to draw from you, who comes to steal from you, who comes to, as the good book would say, kill and destroy. Because you know, kill in that context, KILL, the origin and etymology to that word is a Hebrew term, and it means to blow smoke. hmm It means to blow smoke. You got a lot of people that's blowing smoke up your ass, and you think you healing. You think you're sent there to heal. No, you're not. So what we talked about was understanding what your purpose is for being in their life, right? We're quick to say, oh, we're there because they needed this from us. No, what were you really there for? Maybe something needed to resonate with you through that person. Transparent moment. I have recently realized that my assignment is up. I got what I needed. I understand it. I hold no blame. I hold no fault. And now it's time to detach and detach well. I made a post about it. Go look on my Facebook page. And I use that image that we just saw. Learn to detach and detach well, right? It's not about proving any points. It's not about having the last word. It's not about the woe is me. It's not about any of that. It's about learning the lesson so that you move into your higher conscious and to into your best good. Period. You can't shoot the messenger. They came to deliver a message. Now, how you receive the message, what you do with it, that's on you. But that's what they came to do. That's what they came to do. So it's not your job to detoxify people and to see that people, you know, take all that you're giving them and use it all up and change their whole life and be the best for you that they can be. That's not the deal. That's not how you should go into it. I'll put it that way. It's not how you should go into it. It can happen, sure. The end result could be that, but that's not how you should go into it. Because every encounter that you have leads to blessings, warnings, and lessons. Blessings, warnings, and lessons. That's what they lead to. That's exactly what they lead to. All right. Just thought I wanted to throw that in there. So if you're struggling with some things, ooh, how do you know when it's your job to save that person when you have a big heart? Manifest by millions. First of all, you can't save them. Saving is not your job either. Detoxifying, saving is not your job either. Let me tell you what your job is. Yeah, we do. We want to help everyone. We do. Let me tell you what your job is. Let me tell you what your responsibility is. Not really your job, it's your responsibility. Your responsibility is to take care of you so that when you show up, when you connect, when you walk into a room, wherever it is that you are, your purpose is to have your energy feed who needs it in that moment, feel the presence of them, they feel the presence of you, they gain what they need in those moments, you gain what you need in those moments, and now we say, Ashe, Namaste. You can't save a person. Saving someone is their personal responsibility. They have to save themselves. Sure, you can give advice, you can explain things in a way that hopefully that they receive it, and you can be purposeful in those moments. But if they want to save, Shy wanted a rap song that says something about she don't want to be saved or something. I know I ain't the only one that know it. I just can't pull it off the top of my head right now. Sorry, y'all, my instant fell. She don't want to be saved. Baby, you can't save nobody. Half of the time, we can't even save our damn self until we get some stuff right. Of course, we want to help everybody. Sure, we do. But helping everybody ain't your assignment. Helping everybody ain't your assignment. And especially if you are drained at the end of helping someone, let me rephrase that because you can get drained within an assignment. If you're starting to get drained within the assignment, then you that's your indication that that assignment is either done and you're dragging it on, or it's about to be done. Pay attention to that. But if you're being drained and you know this ain't your assignment, let that go. All you can do is send some of your blessings and your ashe that way, which is your energy and your love, and then ask the universe to do whatever the universe will do and can do to rectify or enhance or redirect them in their path. That's how you save them. Good question. Good question, manifested by means. All right, let's get to the word spin. So it's 8:13 time rolling by tonight. And we're gonna stay on task tonight because I have something else to do right after this, right? So we talked about spin, and we talked about last week. We talked about didn't if you didn't catch us last week, go back, especially if you are following me from YouTube. The link is there. Go back and catch it. But we talked about spin, and I talked about why some of y'all broke. Going back to the etymology of words, right? Understanding what you're actually speaking, aligning yourself with frequencies. So the word spin means what? Nobody, I know you did your homework. Go on, throw it in there. Anybody else that did their homework? The word spin means what? And then Nova said she wanted to know what um what words will be used in place of that. Oh, I'm gonna tell you, baby. I'm gonna tell you. So the word spend means to deplete, right? So when you're telling people, "Oh, I'm going to spend this money. I'm going to, I'm going to," because I ain't gonna keep saying it. I'm going to with that word, right? You are. It means to deprive oneself of, to depletion, right? So when you're spending it, there is no thought, no intent, no nothing for it to come back. You're depriving yourself. You're taking away from yourself. That's the frequency you're rocking with. To deprive yourself. Not only are you going to deprive yourself of your financial currency, but you're going to deprive yourself wherever there is elevation there's going to always be a depression, you're going straight to the depression because you're asking for it. Remember, we talked about free will. Free will don't have shit to do with you thinking that you can go out here and do what you want to do. That's not it at all. That's not what free will is. Free will has everything to do with the thought and the words that you put together, and the universe responds to it. So if you're saying, "Oh, I'm going to spend this money on this, I'm going to spend this money on that, I'm going to da 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 da," and I'm spending. Okay, so you're telling the universe, deprive me. That's what you're saying. And I know some of us never really thought about it, and we never really were concerned because we just talking. We just speaking the words that we were taught, speaking them in context in which we were taught to speak them, making it make sense. That's what we was doing because we did not have the knowledge or the insight to say, ooh, 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 I ain't saying that no more. But here's what I will say. There it is right there. That's the word that we use. Circulate. Then somebody look up the word circulate and type it in the chat. Manifest My Million said to invest, to allocate. And sometimes we talk so fast without thinking or realizing what we're saying. That's my point, Nova. But now we're going to be intentional. Now we're going to be intentional because we understand that our language, right? The indigenous language, our native tongue, right? And don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Even if your lineage didn't come from Africa, the West Indies, because see, some of us were already here in the Americas as they named it, because that wasn't the original name. You can do your research and find that out, right? Some of us were already here on the land. We owned it. It was our birthright. Hmm. And then it was some other stuff that happened, and we became captive in our own land. But our native tongue didn't use words such as the English language, because guess what? It wasn't even present at the time. We used a different language, and that language was a universal language where we understood that we are one with the universe is one with us, and that abundance was the birth, is our birthright. First universal law, universal or divine oneness. So the language that we spoke was universal, and there was a complete understanding with the elements, which means, Jane, the water, the fire, the air. It was universal. That's why we could speak to the wind. That's why we can stand under trees. And I've shown y'all before how I can talk to the tree, and the limbs of the tree will touch me exactly where I want to be touched. Maybe before it gets too cold outside, I'll do another video where I'm asking the tree that if you feel me, if our energies resonate with each other, Allow your limbs to touch my cheeks. And the little limb would just hang on down until the leaves of the tree tickle my cheeks. People think I'm crazy, but I'm not. I hug trees. We transfer energy. I dare you to go try it, right? And so when we speak this slutted out language, we don't really know what we're saying. But that was a part of the propaganda for you not to speak in your native tongue, right? Because when we speak in our native tongue, baby, shit happens. It happens. It can happen when we speak through their through their language. It can still happen. But just imagine how much more impactful it would be when you are more intentional about the words that you use, right? If no one has the app to look up etymology of words, oh, thank you, Nova. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much. That's what we do in this tribe. We share, we learn, we elevate together, right? So the word circulate, right? The word circulate means to invest, it means to allocate, right? And so, what I want to do when I am in a position of circulating my currency, what I want to do is make sure that I understand what I'm saying. So, when it's time for me to satisfy a debt, hmm some of y'all call it a bill. When it's time for me to satisfy a debt, I'm going to circulate my money to satisfy that debt, because circulate also means to come back to its original origin. In this context, I'm the original origin. It's leaving me, circulating somewhere else, and coming back to me. See how I just put us on a circular, a secular, right? It is going in a circle. I'm never going to miss the abundance because it's coming back to me. This is why I always ask that my debts be paid in full. Because when they're paid in full, when it circulates back to me, I'm getting it back in full abundance. And it doesn't always have to be financial currency. Let's get that together, right? It could be my health. It could be my children's health. It could be some of anything. It could be the abundance of, say, one of my kids get a flat tire. People running to their aid, causing them no harm, stopping just to see how they can help. Abundance and blessings being circulated. No, I ain't just spending, I ain't out here spending shit. Not at all. Not even my energy. I'm circulating it. And then I get to choose where I circulate it. I get to choose that. I also get to choose who I am going to receive within the circulation from. Because I tell you, all money ain't good money. Because all intentions ain't pure. You better know that. Especially those of you in business for yourself. You wondering why your business ain't doing what it's supposed to do. You don't know where that money came from that you didn't exchange or put it in a rotation to circulate. This shit deep, y'all. A lot of people still on the surface level. I want to get y'all off surface level so that when you go into 2024, when you go into 2024 and you reach 2/24/24, it's time for your ass to be celebrating. Hmm Y'all go look that up. Go look that up, right? We're about to go into the fall equinox. We got what, 1 week? 1 week before we enter into the fall equinox? Yeah. It's celebration time around the month of October. Some people celebrate for a different purpose, but play around on this side and you'll figure out what we celebrating for. Ain't no veil, baby. The veil been lifted. It ain't no thin veil, baby. The veil is lifted. And if you don't know how to go into a mode based on your thoughts, your words, and your actions to manifest, you're gonna miss it. I can't wait till next Thursday. I can't wait till next Thursday. I'm off at another undisclosed location. Nova and I talked when I was at this recently at an undisclosed location, right? And what I was doing there, right? Baby, the super harvest moon is coming. It is time. It's time for you to release a lot of stuff that's no longer serving, even if that's all you wrote down on your piece of paper. I release everything that's no longer serving my highest good. Fold it away from you. Fold it away from you. Right? You're going to fold it away from you. Turn the ends down. Right? It's a whole bunch of other stuff that you can do with that. But it's just as simple as lighting a match, walking away from your house. Light the match. Put it in something. Light the match and burn the shit. Take the ashes, dig a little hole in the ground, right? You want to do it counterclockwise. Dig a little hole in the ground. Put them ashes in the ground. You want to put the dirt back clockwise. Cover it up and walk your ass away from it. That's it. Come on, Miss Wiley, with the fire. That's it. I'm telling you what I know, not what the fuck I heard. I have receipts. I have receipts. She is on with us tonight. We did this 7 years ago. We did that, right? And everything, everything that we wanted to release, gone. And everything that we wrote down at that time, based on the knowledge that we had, manifested itself. Manifested itself. Even down to this radio show. I'm telling you what I know, not what I heard. I don't tell y'all to do stuff that I don't do myself. Like I said, I got receipts about who you can ask about what really go on in Miss Shane life. I don't play about this. You know why? Because I have come to learn that my ancestors don't play about me either. So I honor them. I honor your ancestors by being truthful and intentional when I come on here with y'all every Monday night. When you're in a track class, when you're talking to me one on one, I honor them by doing what's right by you. Because see me, honey, I can't tell you how to clear karmic debt and then fucking create it for myself. I don't have time for that. Not at all. So me not creating any karmic debt when it comes to how I handle you guys is priority to me. Some of y'all ancestors visit me and I don't have to see them too often, right? So I do what it is I'm supposed to do, right? I'm telling y'all what you can do. Yes, yes, it can get deeper with your manifestation um, rituals, but something as simple as writing it out, being mindful and intentional about the words, being clear about what you want to release, why you're releasing it, and then opening the door for the new to come in It's just as simple as that. You can release on both. You can release on both, Noble. Let me tell you something. We have all of these rituals, right? Rituals have a purpose, right? And as you can tell, with anything else, somebody is going to say on this day, on that day, use this ingredient, use that ingredient. Use what feels good to you. Do it when it feels right to you. If you feel like it's pressing you right now to release, what the hell you waiting on? You don't have to wait for the equinox or the damn moon. It's all about what you believe, what you think about what you believe, and if you're trusting in what you believe. That's what it's about. Because at the end of the day, you ain't never got to call on the ancestors. You ain't never got to conjure up nothing. You ain't got to have cinnamon broomsticks all around your house like I do. You ain't got to have none of that shit. You know why? Because they all reside within you. Go internally. Go internally and pull out what resonates with you. All of that other stuff, sure, can it work? Possibly. I've known it to work. Some other people have known it to work. But is that because of where we are with how we think, how we believe, how we choose to show up in the world versus how we chose to show up in the world some years back, some weeks back, some days back? If it's pulling on you to release now, release. If you feel like that's the best time for you to do it then. Here's what I'm going to tell you: nothing happens before the minute that it is supposed to happen. It's not going to happen a minute before, it's not going to happen a minute later. It's going to happen exactly when it was supposed to, whatever it is that's going to happen. That I can promise you. I absolutely love y'all. Absolutely love y'all. So, yes, Nova, if you want to wait until the fall equinox, winter equinox coming up right behind it, you got the super full moon coming up. If I'm not mistaken, it might be a new moon that's going to happen before next week. I have been kind of focused on something different. And let me show you what I've been focused on. Okay? I'm going to show you what I've been focused on. And then we going to get out here for the night. But I have been focused on this. I have been focused on the healing retreat, the Try Healing Retreat. It is coming soon. Tonight was the first of the announcements, with many more to come. I have been listening um, over the last 4 years to the clients who have gone through the Try class. I have one person who has gone through the Try class 3 times, 3 times, and not because she missed anything in the Try class. It was because, one, she knew that each time that she would come back for those 12 weeks, there would be something different as far as what I'm teaching, as far as the energy levels of all the participants and that type of thing. So she came back for that. I'm missing something. Okay. Oh, thank you, Manifested by Millions. It is gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing. Um, but I always hear at the end of the try classes, Miss Shan, what's next? How do we stay connected? What do we do? Right? What do we do in this process? How do we, And so I heard it over and over, and I heard it over and over. And this is going back to not a minute before, not a minute after. There have been several times that I've tried to push the retreat forward, right? Didn't go over well. Took a step back and I said that it's more me than divine assignment and alignment, right? Let me fall back, right? And I fell back from doing it until this year when I went to Punta Cana, right? And so, even in that, it wasn't the actual try retreat, it turned into the try retreat. And that's when I knew um, it was time. So, nothing happens a minute before or a minute after it's supposed to happen. It happens in divine timing. And when you realize that, then you will start to see that putting things together, moving forward in purpose, is not as frustrating or not as many hiccups. It's just not, because it was meant to be in those moments. So now that I know from the June Punta Cana trip that it was time to move forward with the healing retreat. And so next year, as we are getting the location together, tonight is the first night that I'm talking about it. As we are getting the location together for 2024, it will be as manifesting my million said. It will be amazing. So I'm excited about that. Stay tuned for more information um, as we move forward. But I can tell you it will be early summer of next year, 2024, and we're looking at approximately June timeframe. But that's all I can give you right now. That's all I can give you. But yeah, another undisclosed location next week to just do my release, right? Do my release and my connecting and just being really, really sure about hearing what it is that I know I'm hearing, confirming it, and then connecting to courage, strength, and wisdom to go and do what it is that I have to do within my purpose and my alignment and my assignment. All right, one more commercial tonight because my books are open. All right, for your one on ones. If you are still looking to schedule one-on-ones with me, the scheduler is open. You can also go to the link tree. Let me put the link tree information up there, so you can go to the link tree and schedule your appointments. We can talk about it. That's crazy, I can't find it. But I'll tell you what, I'll put it this way. I'll do it this way. Follow me on those social media platforms and you will see my link in the bio. Easy enough. You will see my link in the bio. So, one more commercial for tonight. And if there are any questions, shoot them up really quick. And then we are out of here for tonight. I so appreciate you. Hold on just 1 second.
Responses are not based in your human expression of emotions. They are related to all things divine, cosmic, interconnectedness with the universe. There will be times that this will leave you searching for deeper meanings and insights. Greetings. This is Shan, your intuitive therapist, and I am here to assist you along your spiritual journey. I'm here to help the transformation, the transcending journey that you're about to take. Spiritual responses are rooted in wisdom, discernment, knowledge, self-belief. These roads lead to higher consciousness. If you're ready to schedule your conversation therapy session with me, The scheduler is in the link in the bio.
Yeah, schedule is in the link in the bio. If you are in a position, as we talked about earlier, if you're confronted with some stuff and you need to just have a listening ear, schedule, right? Mental health is real. It's real. There are so many ways that you can alleviate the pressures that are applied to your mental health by just having a listening ear, right? Everything is not always about money, right? It's not always about money. So there could be a situation where you can sign up for something that I have, right? And we have payment plans. I have it all set up. Any type of way that you can make your payments, let's do it, right? But I don't want people to sit around and consume and hold in things with no release, right? Because we're going back to thoughts, words, actions. Thoughts, words, actions. If you're sitting around and you're holding it in, those repeated thoughts over and over, this is why it is so important for you also to understand the power of the subconscious mind. 95%, 95% of everything you do, knowingly and unknowingly, is directly related to the functioning of the subconscious mind. You wonder sometimes why you can't manifest shit. Why you can get into a situation, you wake up and you're super happy, and all of a sudden, your joy has been ripped away from you, not because of somebody else, but just because you had a thought. hmm Repeated thoughts, right? Maybe next week we'll talk about the subconscious mind. Hopefully you got the book. If you have it, let's go ahead and reread it again, highlight some stuff, and let's talk about it next week because I really want you to get a full understanding, overstanding, understanding about the subconscious mind. Because once you can live in harmony with the subconscious and the conscious mind, now, now you rock with harmony. hmm You rock with harmony. You can rock with harmony. And you can stop playing games with yourself. You can get rid of the procrastination. You can get rid of the fear. You can get rid of the judgment. You can get rid of the hatred, unforgiveness when you deal with that subconscious mind. All right, that's it for tonight. I appreciate each and every one of you. Please like and share um, on the Faith and Hustle Network on our YouTube platform. If you are following in on us with us on Facebook, um, TikTok, if you're following in on my Facebook, Instagram, like and share, like and share. Thank you so very much for hanging out with me tonight. I hope y'all got something tonight. I hope y'all got something tonight. And we will move forwards. We will move forward into what it is that we have to do for self and how we show up in the world. I absolutely appreciate all of your energy on tonight. Thank you for the new guests that we had on tonight. Thank y'all for putting up with my background noise. We don't heard horns, child. We don't heard dogs barking. We don't had a whole lot of stuff, but I like being out in nature. Right, I like being out in nature. I love you. Thank you so much for all you do. Have a great rest of your night. Thank you, Nova. See my face next week, and I'll see your face next week. But I will reach back out to you, Nova, before the end of the week with the information for Jamaica next year. It's going to be exciting. You're going to love Jamaica if you've never been. Montego Bay, you're going to love it. I invite each and every one if you're interested in going. You know how to contact me, and I can get you over to the person who can hook you right on up. And so, with that being said, I am going to close out for tonight and bid you all of my ashe. Well, not all of it, but a lot of it. My ashe for you tonight. And have the most pleasant, and I don't even want to say productive in a manner of you being busy. How about you have the most pleasant rest of your week and just be. That's your homework. Not to do, but just be. Just be. Be who you are in the moments that you share alone and with others. Just be. Some people appreciate you more when you just be. That's a part of purpose. Namaste.
Our moments together have come to an end for this week. You have been an amazing collective. I can't wait to see you again Mondays 8:30 Eastern Standard Time right here exclusively on the Faith and Hustle Network. When we meet again, we will create more high frequencies and rock with the excellent vibes that are created from our interactions. Until we intersect again, I send you my ashe, high frequencies of peace, love, and light. Namaste. Our moments together